Imagine for a second the sheer scale required to build the world's most popular commercial jet. We're talking millions of individual parts, thousands of highly specialized workers, and a logistical dance that has absolutely zero room for error. Welcome back to Air Flight Space, where we explore aviation stories, air safety investigations, industry developments, and the lessons shaping modern flight. Today, we're investigating a massive industrial shift happening right now, inside one of the most famous buildings in the entire aerospace world. It's a fascinating story of how a major manufacturer has to adapt when their own incredible success creates an entirely new set of logistical challenges. So here's the critical question we're looking at today. How do you actually prepare to build 75 commercial jets every single month? It is a staggering number, right? But intense airline demand has pushed Airbus into a position where they simply have to evolve just to keep up with their own order book. To understand exactly how they're pulling this off, we have to look at the heart of their manufacturing network in Toulouse, France. There's a quiet but absolutely massive industrial transition underway there. Now, keep this target of 75 jets a month in mind as we go, because that specific number is the driving force behind this entire transition. For years, a huge portion of the A320 family was built at the St. Martin facility in Toulouse. But as global demand for these single-aisle jets completely surged, industry analysts realized this older setup was pretty much hitting its physical limits. Something had to change, and fast. And that change led Airbus to look right across the tarmac to the Jean-Luc Lagardère site. Now, you might actually recognize that name. This colossal hall was famously the home of the giant A380 double-decker. While with A380 production officially ended, Airbus suddenly had this massive, cavernous space available. So they began the monumental task of shifting single-aisle production directly into the modernized footprint of that Lagardère hall. Of course, you don't just flip a switch on a commercial aircraft factory. Airbus has had to systematically repurpose this giant space in very carefully planned stages. At first, everything started with a testbed. In July 2023, the first modernized line at the Lagardère site was inaugurated to test out this new production philosophy. Then came the real escalation. On June 15, 2026, the second line was formally inaugurated. And the really key milestone that everyone is waiting for is late 2026. That is when the first aircraft produced on this additional second line is scheduled to finally roll out of those giant hangar doors.
But analysts noticed something really interesting about this transition. Even with two brand new, highly advanced lines now open in the Lagardère Hall, the old St. Martin lines, they aren't actually shut down yet. In fact, Airbus hasn't finalized a timeline to close them at all. There's no definitive closure date on the calendar. And the reason why is pretty simple. When you're managing an order book this massive, you literally cannot risk a single dip in deliveries. So St. Martin is currently acting as a crucial support system. It's keeping the overall production numbers flowing seamlessly, while the massive new operations at Lagardère work through their early growing pains and ramp up to full capacity.
What's really fascinating, though, is what is actually happening inside those new Lagardère lines. Because they aren't just moving production into a bigger building, they are completely rewriting how the aircraft is assembled from the ground up. The factory floor has been totally modernized around three key pillars. First, integrating highly precise digital controls. Second, implementing automated logistics, ensuring the exact right part arrives at the exact right moment. And third, deploying advanced robotics. This isn't just about raw speed. These technologies are specifically designed to optimize really complex workflows and significantly improve workstation ergonomics for the mechanics on the floor. It's a massive leap forward in both manufacturing safety and overall efficiency.
Here's why this matters so much, and why this level of investment was deemed absolutely crucial. The strategic why comes straight from Airbus Chief Executive Guillaume Faury. He noted that this new facility provides the necessary flexibility and capacity to meet incredibly strong market demand, especially for the A321neo variant. And that's a really important detail. The A321neo has become the undeniable powerhouse of the single-aisle market. Airlines all over the world are just clamoring for its range and capacity. The Lagardère facility is essentially the physical, industrial response to that extreme market pressure.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second and look at the global board. Once these two new Toulouse lines are running flawlessly at optimum capacity and the older support lines at St. Martin do finally close, this is what the global footprint for the A320 family will look like. Hamburg-Finkenwerder remains the highest volume center with 4 lines. Toulouse now features its 2 modernized lines. Over in the US, Mobile, Alabama operates 2, and Shenzhen, China also operates 2. That is a grand total of 10 active final assembly lines spread across 3 continents. This decentralized, robust approach is absolutely vital to keeping their global supply chain resilient against any unexpected disruptions. And all 10 of those highly advanced assembly lines, they are all pointing toward one specific, staggering number: 75. By the end of 2027, Airbus aims to be building 70 to 75 A320neo family jets every single month. Just let that sink in for a moment. To put that into perspective, that equates to roughly 2.5 highly complex, fully certified commercial aircraft rolling out of factory doors every single day of the month. The complete transformation of that former A380 site in Toulouse was quite literally the crucial missing puzzle piece required to realistically hit that historic target. So what can we learn from this story? Well, this became a key lesson for the entire aerospace sector. Industrial adaptability is absolutely just as critical as aerodynamic design. You can engineer the most efficient passenger jet in the sky, but if you can't scale your manufacturing footprint to meet the demand, you're going to fall behind. Airbus proved that by strategically leveraging their existing infrastructure, repurposing that massive A380 hull, and infusing it with next-generation robotics, they could safely rewrite their own production limits. Which leaves us with this final question to consider. As global passenger demand continues to surge past previous records, what is the next frontier for aerospace manufacturing logistics? Thanks for watching Air Flight Space. If you found this documentary informative, leave a like and subscribe for more aviation investigations and air safety documentaries. Share your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next one.